Yeah, but John, what was the issue on third downs for you all yesterday?
Um, I mean, there was just some penalties. Some plays on third down we were trying to get back on track with it, but it was just tough on some of them, and we were trying to execute the plays, but they just did a good job of stopping us and making us having to catch up to try to get those first downs. But yeah, that was really it right there.
I'm sorry, I had a better question for you to start off. I'm sorry about that, but how
Are
does
you
it
good?
feel to be one of the three guys in the league over 1,700 yards
I
for scrimmage
mean,
yards?
yeah, I mean, this God is good, man. This all for God, man, and just how he's been just blessing me and letting me help this team as much as I can. And 1,700 yards is a great feat for a player, but I just thank God every single day for letting me do what I do on the field and the gifts that He's given me. And I don't want to take nothing lightly because this is all the O line too, and this is more so for the team, not for me individually, but the O line. Without them, it would have never happened. And the guys outside and Charlie and everybody. So I give them all credit for everything, man. And hopefully we just keep on rocking this year and for years to come.
And lastly, for me, the Wildcat, you all scored a touchdown, and the last game, the last one was almost, y'all got the touchdown, but the bad snap on that one.
Yeah.
How long have y'all been working on that? And I think this is the first time y'all ran it in a game, if that's correct.
Yeah. We've been working on it all week. And it's been looking good all week. But I know that with noise and things like that, sometimes it can, you might not see the leg too quick, or just little things like that. I don't want to blame it on nobody. Like it was one of those snaps where I had to catch it, no matter how fast it came. I had to catch it and get it in my hands so we can try to get that touchdown. But yeah, man, I mean that's definitely a great play for us. I believe we're still going to keep running it just because one little hiccup happened, we wouldn't stop. But it was one of those plays where thank God it wasn't a turnover, and I got to pick it up and secure it, and we got to score that drive still. So that was what was good from that.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thanks. I do that.
Josh? Josh?
Okay, Bijan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I apologize. That should not have taken so long. I wanted to try to get the camera on. That's probably
You're
better
good.
for everybody. Sort of a two-part question. For starters, where do you think you've come the farthest from the start of, or from the end of last year, week 18 last year to week 18 now?
Well, there's a lot of different things. Like in the run game, I say just my patience and how I can read the field now, how my confidence is, and just knowing where the free hitters are and knowing what I'm just anticipating what I'm going to do before the play even starts. And then just reading those first, second, and third level reads, like, me and Coach Petrie worked on that a lot this offseason, and knowing how to make people miss and close spaces is another thing too. So that is definitely for the run game. And then like my pass protection, man, like pass protection has been like a really big thing for me this offseason. Like I wanted to be, a legit pass protector. And I know that I guess in my job description, like it's obviously in my job description and trying to get the ball in the hands and everything like that. But just me knowing where, the blocks are coming or the twists are happening from and different things like that. It's definitely been a thing that I want to work on a lot and just get better at. And then like in the pass game, just continue to just sharpen up my routes and catch, everything that comes my way. So yeah, just there's a whole bunch of stuff that I always work on. But, from last year to this year, I'll say just the overall confidence that I have is been a lot different.
And so then the second part of the question would be, ideally for you, what would you be saying at this time, week 18 next year? that you've got? What's the next thing that you want to accomplish? The next growth?
Yeah, man. I mean, just becoming a great leader for the guys, man. I think right now it's more so just like lead by example and just my actions and how I work on the field and how I work in practice and what I do extra on my off time and just little things like that and giving those guys that positive feedback. But for me, I think for next year, just me being more vocal with the guys and I commend Drake for doing that this year and for it being his third year. Like he's definitely been a lot more vocal with everybody and competing with everybody. And I mean, you see the season that he's having. So for me, I want to do the same thing for next year. And then hopefully how that impacts everybody, then, we can do twice as what we did this year. And for me, like I just want to get better every single year from year to year and, just be that dominant force on the field for this team. And I know just, how I work for myself and with the guys and with the team and, just how God's been taking, my journey to the next steps. That's really where I want to be at.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
Daniel?
Say that Drake mentioned yesterday, he sees the young core you all have. He sees a really fun future. How do you kind of manage the emotions of that with what I would imagine is a pretty frustrating present?
Yeah, man. I mean, everybody sees the talent that we have. Like we showed it from week to week. And for us, like, it's definitely awesome having, being blessed with the talent that we do have with, everybody on the offense, on the defense. But I feel with us now, it's just taking it, we got to take these things one day at a time, man, and really understand what we have and continue to gel together, and just continue to become closer as a team, man. And because I think we're super close knit, but now it's just like translating that to the football field and, just having that trust with each other that, we not even can be, but have to be dominant. Because I know there's so much talent on this team, on this offense. Like the young core that we do have, man, is pretty special. I mean, you have two receivers that are I mean, one's over 1,000, one's like 10 yards away. So it's like, and you don't see little stuff like that happen a lot in the NFL. And just with all of us, even Ray just being that clutch, receiver. I guess I wouldn't even call receiver, just playmaker on the field that we need. And then Charlie always just coming through with insane blocks, and you got Kyle, man. Like there's so many things that we're doing with these guys, and then just making sure that that Mike is continue to be comfortable every single day, every single game, so he can get better as time goes along as well.
Will?
Yeah, hey Bijan. Following up on Josh's question and your kind of response about working on making people miss this offseason. You lead the NFL in missed tackles forced, and watching you, it just seems so like you're so intrinsically gifted at that. But it seems like it's almost there's a mental component to that as well. Can you elaborate a little bit on how the mindset also works with the physical gifts that you have?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm always gonna say it, like, what God's gifted me, like with, the ability to do stuff like that. But for me, it's more so like, making sure that I'm anticipating a move and moves already built in my head that I have when I'm one-on-one with the defender. And it happens in a split second. But for me, like, I tend to try to make defenders be the most uncomfortable as they can. And when it is those one-on-one situations, like I try to look past them rather than looking at them, because it already gives me my move and what I want to do to get vertical against those defenders. But it's definitely something that I've done my whole career. I think in college, like it was the same thing, man. And for me, like it's just something that I've always worked on in the offseason and even in season. And me, Coach Petrie, and the running backs, he throws bags at us. He throws different objects at us, and we got to make him miss. And even on run plays, like he's chasing us to make those one-on-one moves. All of that adds up to going on the field and doing it against those guys too. But I feel when you have an arsenal of breaking tackles, it's less strain on your body, one, and then two, like you just become that explosive player that people like to watch.
Have you ever drawn inspiration from outside of the sport of football for that? I'm thinking almost like basketball, breaking somebody down off the dribble or like a no-look pass. Do you ever get inspiration from anywhere else?
Yeah, so I watch a lot of Allen Iverson. Just how he I think because he played football and was really good at football, it helped him out a lot on, setting up a defender one way and making them think he's going one way, then going the other way. And like I do this like dead leg that I do. It came from him, like because he was just so, gifted with his dead leg cross. So he's definitely one of them. And then I think, just setting up one-on-one and creating those ISO situations is Kyrie. Like I love to watch Kyrie and how he does things. And, people always ask me like, who do I inspire to watch on the football field? And I always tell them like LaDainian Tomlinson, like Barry Sanders, like those guys like that. But I tell them like I watch more basketball tape and watch more and watch how they create space for themselves in tight, close quarters. And I think another person is like Steph Curry. Like he does it really well, but I watch more basketball highlights when it comes to stuff like that. And I try to like emulate it on the field, and it definitely helps out a lot.
It's fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing, man.
Yeah, of course.
Taryn, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Hey, Bijan.
What's up, Darren?
I'm curious what you noticed in the second half and how the Commanders were differently defending you specifically, because I know the carry count and also the yardage took a hit during the second half.
Yeah, I mean, well, we only got in the third quarter, we only got the ball, one time, which definitely doesn't help an offense at all. And it was more so playing catch up. And then in the fourth quarter, like they still bled the clock out, so we couldn't really run the ball how we wanted to. We couldn't really do what we wanted to do in the pass game. We were just had to play catch up and try and get down the field. And I mean, obviously, like people are saying, like we only had 4 carries in total with me and Tyler, but it was really just a situation. Like the situation was tough. We can run the ball all over the field, but I think how we were thinking was, we were trying to score as fast as possible. So we're trying to throw the ball to, guys just down the field. And, I think for us, like, whatever the game plan is, we're going to go with it. We're going to try to execute it as much as possible. But yeah, it was definitely a tough second half, because they had the ball for so much of it. And, we were trying to, create that game plan on offense to get the ball in the end zone as fast as possible. But it was just tough.
I appreciate that and just the explanation behind it.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Caden, how are you?
Good. How are you today?
Good, thank you. Yesterday was your first interception. Do I have that correct?
Yep.
Was that a milestone that was significant to you? Is it one of those things that bugged you that you hadn't gotten one, or did you think about it much?
I mean, when it came up in conversation with, my brother got his first one this year.
Okay.
Nate, Troy, when it come in conversation, bragging rights, it was one of those things where you wanted to get one, but I knew it would come at the right time, so it's all right.
What's your approach as sort of from a defensive leadership perspective, heading into Week 18 and the scenarios that are involved?
Just don't let an opportunity slip. Whether it's our last time as a 24-25 Falcons team to go out and put something for the city of Atlanta to be proud of, for families to be proud of, for us to be proud of as a group. And then also don't let an opportunity pass if those Saints can go out and get it done. So just capitalize on every moment you're given. You never promise another moment in this life playing football. So enjoy it, capitalize on it, and just live with the blessing.
Thank you.
Led, you can go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Kaden, could you discuss, making plays all over the field, in the backfield with the sacks, in the open field of play, and then even drop it into coverage like you did yesterday on the interception play?
Yeah, just thankful to be able to play this game. Thankful to have the people that have supported me in my life up to this point, and this coaching staff, my teammates. Just trusted me to have a significant role on this team and on this defense, and going out there and making plays is it's a blessing. It's fun. It's why you play the game, and just wish I could have made a couple more for our squad yesterday. Is what it is, but just thankful to everybody.
Daniel,
Do you feel like you playing at a Pro Bowl level?
I think I've had a good year. I don't really want to put that type of stuff out there. Just I feel like when those things are earned, they'll come, and just want to keep improving. That's what I want to do. I know really what I care about is I haven't reached my max potential, and that's what I want to do. And then wherever that lands me, cool.
Is the voting this week? I know it used to be the players would vote the last week or last 2 weeks. Or have you all done that yet, or is that coming?
I think player voting's also done too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Daniel, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Kaden, I want to say there's kind of the notion out there that Raheem has been more involved with you all the last month or so. One, is that accurate? And two, how so?
Raheem, since I first met him, he's obviously, he calls himself an offensive guy. I don't know why he says that. He's a liar. He's obviously, is a defensive coordinator over the Rams and has done some really awesome things defensively in this league. I just think he wants to be with the cool guys over on the offensive side of the ball. But at the end of the day, since I first got here, since he first got here with us, he's had his hands on things. He's just such a great coach. And anytime you're able to take some advice from him, honestly, the interception I got yesterday, right after walkthrough on Saturday, he pulled me to his office and just gave me a coaching point. And that coaching point was directly applicable, is exactly how I got that interception yesterday. So he's just a great coach. And, I think he's had his hands on it the whole time. There's obviously some things that he's come in more and more in offensive and defensive and special teams. So at the end of the day, he's the head coach. He knows defense as good as anybody in the NFL. And he's done a great job for us, helping us out.
Wanted to ask you, it kind of looks like with JD, he's kind of reached a new level the last week or so, last month or so. Is there anything you can kind of look at for him that he's kind of just evolved here lately?
He's been a really confident rookie since I first met him. It was something I was really impressed at when he got in there, especially, when you're with a first, second, third round rookie. They typically have an aura to them of confidence when they're going to be successful. And him coming in a little later, fifth round, he still had that confidence to him. And I just think it's continuing to bloom on the field, and it's allowing him to go out and make plays. And he knows what he's capable of doing, and he's smart. He just plays the game the right way. He's got great technique, great fundamentals, and he relies on those things to go out there and make some big-time plays for us like he did yesterday. So I'm really happy for him. I'm excited that he's continuing to flourish.
Josh Kendall.
Kaden, I'm going to give you a hypothetical, but hopefully it's not a tricky one.
Okay.
If you're turning on the tape to prep for Bijan Robinson in a week, what's going through your head as a middle linebacker, inside linebacker?
I'm going to ask my video department for every open field tackle he's got, and I'm going to just visualize tackling that dude in space, because at the end of the day, our offensive system does a great job, and our O-line and the running scheme, not even including then you get to the passing game, just do such a great job of getting him in space. And when he's in space, man, he's just so hard to deal with. His cut is so sharp.
Yeah.
So he's just such a great player. I'm so glad he's on my team. It's awesome to have one of those guys. My first 4 years in the league, I had Alvin Kamara on my team, and then I go straight to Bijan Robinson. It's pretty awesome having top tier backs on your team, and with Bijan, I'll put him up against anybody in the NFL.
Bijan said earlier today that one of the guys that he tried to emulate in terms of his shiftiness was Allen Iverson. Does that make sense to you when you hear it? I had the same reaction.
For sure. Think about that. You know, the one that went viral last year when it had like the aerial view of him and he kind of caught it behind his back.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of looks like the crossover AI put on Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
We got to put that side by side.
All right. Thank you, Kaden. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.